I'm Jason Ward for the Ozarks Pigskin Preview. We're here at JFK Stadium in Springfield for the 33rd annual Ozark Pigskin Preview cover shoot, and one of our cover stars, Oscar Campa of the Carthage Tigers, offensive tackle, defensive tackle, the guy that anchors the line. So, coming into this season, what is your goal to anchor that line and keep your team moving forward this year?
I'm trying to get like the younger guys, trying to get them more experience and comfortable on the line. Like we lost a couple good offensive line, Andrew Rainey, and then Zach and Jacob and Square. Like we lost some people, but I feel like people coming up, they're big and strong, and they just need to get used to that tempo of playing at that level that we like to play at.
So, Oscar, I mean, obviously last year, you've been state semifinalist twice. So obviously you had a great offensive line. You never get to you don't get to states that far unless you've got a good offensive line. It just doesn't happen. But like you said, you've got young guys. So as a veteran on that squad, how do you step up as a leader, and how do you communicate to the younger guys to bring them along to where they need to be?
Well, I have the left side, and Brenner, he's also a senior, and he has the right side. And basically what happens if we see someone try to get down on themselves, we pick them up and tell them, don't worry about it, go on to the next play. Like if you're gonna like keep dwelling on a bad play that you did, it's gonna slow you down. You're not gonna be prepared for what's in front of you. So we're just telling them, like, just clear your head and go on to the next. I feel like that's the best advice you can give someone younger. And then hyping them up, and at the start too, it's also good. Try to get them in the field so they're not like super nervous and anxious.
So one of the things with an offensive line is how you gel really makes a difference. I mean, the point that you can read the guy to your left or to your right to know what they're going to do in a particular play. When you have new guys come in, how difficult is it to bring them together and kind of gel in that manner you know that you need to do?
I don't feel like it's too difficult because we do a lot of practicing. Like we have a Blue Hogs thing. It's like after spring break, we bring in the offensive line and we start reviewing plays and stuff. And then we have like throughout summer we're always reviewing. So by the time fall comes in, it's usually easy, and like we already know what we're doing.
Now, what did you call that? Blue Hogs?
That's the thing our offensive line calls. That's like what we call like the line.
Well, the Washington Redskins years ago used to call their offensive line the Hogs.
Yeah, I think that's might have been where Coach picked it up. But like usually Blue Hogs is like hogs are like kind of like bigger and stubbier, but like they can move off the ball and pretty quick. So I think that's where Coach got it from.
So let's talk about the other side of the ball now. You're a defensive lineman as well, defensive tackle. 55 tackles last year, 15 tackles for loss, which is incredibly impressive. 3.5 sacks, 3 fumble recoveries. It's kind of rare for a defensive tackle to have those kinds of sack numbers and tackles for loss. Especially in the middle, that's like the defensive end guys usually get those kind of marquee totals. What do you do differently that gets you into the backfield as a defensive tackle?
Well, so far I've noticed that a lot of I've gone to a lot of camps and like seen colleges, and like what most they have is one gap, and what we do is we two gap. We read like what the offensive guard is or offensive line's giving us. So if he steps to the right, we're gonna try to get on his right side, read and see what's happening, and then we react. So I feel like I just gotten used to reacting really fast to seeing what I've been given, and then from there I just like the offensive line is gonna take you where the ball is. Like unless they're always gonna take you to the ball. There's like some trick plays, but other than that, like if they're going to the right, then the ball's gonna end up going to the right, and then it's easy to get that tackle made.
How does being an offensive lineman and kind of understanding the shifts that an offensive line would make help you as a defensive player?
Well, from like knowing what an offensive line's gonna do, like you can see like some little details. Like if they're like leaning down more, it's more than likely gonna be a run play. And if they're like pad level and heads kind of up, you can more than likely it's gonna be a pass or they're pulling or something. So it's just like it helps me a lot because like I know as an offensive line I do some of those stuffs and I try to hide it so other defensive line don't do it. But as me being a D line, I look for those little stuff and I can usually tell what the play is gonna be.
So as a veteran player, are those the kind of things that you're going to pass along to the younger players to look out for those kinds of things? Like, look down at the knuckles. If the knuckles are white, it means they're going to be charging forward, little things like that?
Yeah, I like telling I like screaming to like not scream, but like like when you're on the line, it's kind of like hard, and so I like telling like my other defensive tackle, Dalen, like, hey, watch for this, and And then at practice, he's like, how do you know it would be this? And like, you just gotta look keying in on like the little stuff that they do, that the offensive line do. And I feel like he's starting to get used to it more and more.
So, Coach John Gotti, your head coach, was named Coach of the Year for 2018 in the Ozark Pigskin Preview. How has he helped you develop as a player, and how has he helped you develop as a person?
He's been like a tremendous impact in like my life. Like the amount of hard work he like puts in like on the football field, and for us, it just shows like what I think is like really important is like dedication. Like if you're gonna do something, you want to be dedicated. Like do something you like. Don't do something like you don't like. So like football, he loves it. He's very passionate about it. He's always having us do this and that, and like sometimes it can be tiring, but like I guess that goes in life, because like in life not everything's gonna be easy. It's gonna be hard, and I just feel like it's been helping me a lot, along with the other coaches, with all like the lessons I've learned in life. 'Cause it's gonna help me a long way in the life.
So, as you approach this year, two-time state semifinalists, what do you have to do? What does the team have to do to break through and get to that level they want to get to?
I've been trying to figure it out since we lost the first time, but I feel like we just need to keen in more on like the little stuff. I feel like, and like do the little stuff better. I feel like as a team we practice hard, but I feel like the little stuff that a linebacker or a quarterback has to do, or an offensive line, defensive line, I feel like the little stuff matter, and I feel like this year we might do something special in Carthage.
Okay, your statistics last year, you had the tackles for loss, sacks, fumble recovery. Sports Center comes calling, they want one highlight. What would be the one highlight you would give them?
Oh, I don't know.
hard question.
Yeah, against Republic, they were on the goal line and they were about to score, and then they have a bad snap and the ball goes like 5 feet in the air, and then I quickly get off the offensive lineman, and then by the time the quarterback gets the ball, I like just straight drill him, and then it's a sack, and then it puts them in a 4th and long situation. And so I feel like that was like, because at first it was a close game, but I feel like after that the momentum shifted, and then we got the ball and we scored after that, and it was just like coasting from there.
Okay, the final question I ask everybody. You're on the field, you're practicing. Coach calls out a drill. Which is the one that you go, oh, God, not this one again? Up downs?
No, up downs aren't too hard for me. It's pursuit drill. It's like where the entire defensive line, like they have to line up, and then like coach is just like, you got to go around the cone, and then he's gonna point at an angle, either the right side of the field or the left side of the field, and there's a certain amount of cones over there, and you're going up against like skilleds and linebackers, and as a defensive line, you got to bust your tail to get to a cone, because if you don't get to a cone, then you got to do up downs, like 5 up downs after that, and if there's only one person per cone, so like if a safety beats me to this cone, it's really good because it helps you retrace and like get to the other cones, because they're like not in one spot, they're like leveled around. So I feel like it's a good drill, but it's also really tiring. And if someone's jogging or like doesn't make it, or doesn't do their up downs, or doesn't do anything right, like go around the cone the right way, then we got to redo it all over again.
Oscar Campa, Carthage Tigers, one of our cover athletes here on the 33rd Annual Ozark Pigskin Preview. Congratulations again.
Thank you very much.
For the 33rd Ozark Pigskin Preview, I'm Jason Word.